from the News Channel 5 Network and the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. This is State of the Workforce.
Hi everyone, and welcome to State of the Workforce. I'm Chris Cannon. Tennessee is a fast-growing state, now with more than 7 million residents. That's a lot of people, and that growth creates a lot of demand for the skilled trade workers we need to help keep up with that growth. Take a look at these numbers that provide a reality check for all of us about the situation. It's estimated Tennessee will have a shortage of 315,000 tradespeople over the next 3 years. And for every 5 tradespeople who are retiring, there are only 2 people in the pipeline to replace them. And until recently, that was just 1 person. Our workforce focus is the skilled trades in Tennessee and the organization that's trying to help make them rebound. Steve Van De Voorde is the board president for Go Build Tennessee, the organization that's trying to boost those trades across our state. Skilled trades in Tennessee. That's what we're talking about today, Steve. And you're an employer. How hard is it to find those people who are going into the skilled trades or someone who can work for your company?
Well, Chris, it is very hard and very challenging. It presents a great opportunity for us, though, at the same time, to show different career paths to upcoming tradespeople. As you mentioned, we only have 2 entering into the trade for every 5 that's retiring out. The shortage of 315,000 people. But them numbers come out prior to the devastation that happened in East Tennessee last fall. So with all the rebuilding that's going to have to take place back there or in East Tennessee with buildings and roads and bridges, obviously them numbers are going to go up.
I didn't even think about that. In your opinion, how did we get into this situation in 2025?
Chris, there's a lot of different factors that have drove us here, going back decades. Back in 1984, when I graduated high school, there was not a lot of communication about opportunities in skilled trades. Everything was focused in our society was focused on the career paths that took a 4-year college education. Thus, decades down the road, we find ourselves not only in the country, but in this great state of Tennessee with this shortage. I think that the lack of communication showed no interest for our junior high and high school students, but that is rapidly changing with CTE programs and things like that.
It's a generational thing. 30 years of saying, no, you got to go to college, and here we are.
And absolutely, and we figured out as a society that not everybody is set or
sure, 4-year college is
college.
There are different pathways to get where you go.
Actually.
And obviously you took that pathway and are doing very well. So you are a prime example of those different pathways. Right. Tell me about Go Build Tennessee and what that organization is trying to do to change that mindset and reverse this trend.
So Go Build Tennessee is an organization made up of 4 organizations: Tennessee Road Builders Association, Associated Building Contractors, Associated General Contractors, and the Tennessee Home Builders Association. We are showing ways for not only students but career changers, different paths to success in the skilled trades.
And as you mentioned, the different organizations, so it's not just construction. This is from welding to road building to anything in between.
Anything that's a skill set that requires a lot of on hands or working with your hands.
Now, we have a graphic that shows some of the different things that you can find here. They're in-demand careers. You know, if you go into one of these, there's going to be a job for you, and 7 out of 10 of those jobs require less than a 4-year degree. And this is one I think a lot of people might not know. The average starting salary after an apprenticeship is $77,000, and in many parts of Tennessee, that's still a good wage.
It is a very good wage, and when you take in consideration that the training typically is scholarship sometime or employee paid for, and you don't come out with any kind of college debt, it is a good wage.
You're working, you're earning, and you're graduating with no debt. So let's talk more about apprenticeships. It's something you have taken really hold of in your business in Cookeville. Tell me how that's benefited your company.
It has been a tremendous benefit for us. It's allowed us to show new skilled trades workers that want to come into the trade, specifically electrical in our program, what the different opportunities are. in different pathways, lay out their future, and not only show them that $77,000 after an apprenticeship program, but the dollar values go up as the years go on.
As an employer, how does it help you to build that workforce the way you want it built and training them the way that you need them to work for your company? Is that a benefit?
It absolutely is. There's a lot of different training programs in the country for different trades. I'm a little old school when it comes to training, so is my people that I've trained in the past, and we have a certain way that we like to do things, and the right way every time, and that's basically we allowed to control that and teach that way.
And GoBill profiled a gentleman in Memphis who was an electrician apprentice. Let's take a look at his story and see how it's impacting his life.
Hi, my name is Byron Robinson. I'm an electrician apprentice for Pyramid Electric. My motivation for getting into trades, I'm a really hands-on person. I like building things, doing things with my hands. So a career as an electrician really seemed like a really great opportunity for me. So I got started through a program called Upsmith. It was an 8-week fast-track course, which taught us the skills that we need to be doing as an apprentice electrician, and it really prepared me for my day-to-day activities. What I like about going to the trades is it's really hands-on. You get a chance to interact with different people that are involved in the trade to see firsthand the career path that you're going on, as opposed to college where it's more textbook and you have to do a lot of networking in order to make those connections to get a head start. But coming in the trades, some of the advantages are just very low cost. So you're gonna learn skills that are very useful and potential for a high earning career. If you're looking for an exciting career path, come join me in GoBill, Tennessee.
And Byron there is a great example of the benefits of apprenticeship. And you don't need that experience. You can come in there kind of just off the streets looking maybe to change your career and start from the ground up. Is that how it works?
It's exactly how it works. GoBuildTennessee.com has got a great website that you can kind of choose what interests you the most, pick a career, and start from day one with your initial training. And all trainings start with the very basics of safety. Obviously, in electric, it goes into theory, but those sort of things.
Now, Tennessee has a really great resource in the Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology, the TCATs, that are located across the state, and they're getting a major boost in, there's building new ones and increasing programs. How beneficial is that program? Are those schools going to be to the skilled trades across the state?
It is a vital source for filling the funnel for skilled trades. Most TCATs offer a wide array of different types of training, especially in the skilled trades. They start with the very basics. You get in there and with scholarship money or Tennessee Promise money that takes place in it. And we've got a lot of new schools being built, a lot of new training equipment's being invested in those places. So it's a great place to start.
And when you're learning a trade, it's not as if that's what you're going to do your entire life. You're a perfect example of that. It can lead to being a small business owner or even a big business owner after a certain point of time.
Chris, there's a big misconception in the construction trade for electrical, for instance. You start as an apprentice and you work your way to a journeyman. And you think that potentially that's what you're going to do the rest of your life. You're just going to be a journeyman electrician, but there's so many different pathways. Once you get to be a journeyman, there's so many specialties inside the electrical industry. There's communications, there's fire alarms, there's cell tower work, there's service technicians. But there's also other pathways that we don't talk about near as much as we need to, and that is if you use what you've learned and your leadership skills, there's places for advancement as a foreman or a superintendent or a project manager or estimator, and maybe eventually a business owner.
So it's a high ladder you can definitely climb throughout your career.
Absolutely.
Well, Steve, thank you very much for that. And we're going to continue this conversation when State of the Workforce continues. Apprenticeships are one way to grow your workforce, but GoBill taps into different types of training across Tennessee and finding ways to make it available to anyone who wants to learn. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Making skills trade training accessible to attracting more participants into the fields is key here. You can find training across Tennessee, and GoBill is championing those courses.
I've lived in Knoxville all my life, and now I get to go in the spaces that most people don't get to see. I was in a career that I'm still very proud of. I just got where I couldn't sit still anymore. I've done the traditional education at the university. I didn't want to go through that again. School does not cost me anything. I go to my training. I really learn more on the job. This building is just immensely important to so many people in our community and beyond. And, you know, I'm very proud of what we're doing here, and that I could take some ownership in the concrete and the clay of Neyland Stadium. It's so valuable, the training and the knowledge that you gain here, and I'm still gaining every day. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be part of it for sure.
And Clay Crownover is the president and CEO of the Associated Builders and Contractors of Tennessee and a Go Build board member. Clay, thanks for joining us today. We just heard from Melissa, and that's her second act. She went to college. She did that for a while and said, hey, I need something different. Do you see that a lot in the trades?
We actually do. You know, one, there's positions available, so it's really easy for anybody to transition into a trades career. We've had engineers that decided they want to be electricians. It's a really easy way for folks to change jobs. It's unusual compared to other positions.
Now, we just heard in the last segment about apprenticeships, and you know that's one way to go, but there are so many different training options out there. Tell me about the Construction Trades Academy that your folks run.
Yeah, we have a Construction Trades Academy in Nashville and Knoxville. We have about around 500 students in Nashville, a little bit smaller in Knoxville. One of the things that sort of separates us from other folks is if you decide you want to go into the trades, you just apply through our website. We immediately do the job hunting for you. So we will find the job with a company that's a member of ABC, and then you'll do the interview yourself, and then that company typically 9 times out of 10 will pay for your training in the fall.
So it brings you in, trains you?
Absolutely. You apply within usually a week or two, we have you a position.
Tell me a little bit about the training, because I think that's key here, and especially if somebody's in a different career or they're working now, the training's out there, and that's the word we need to get out there, that if you want to do it, the opportunities are out there.
That's right. I mean, if you decided today you wanted to be a tradesman, again, you contact ABC, and within 2 weeks, you're working in the field. And you know, getting ready to start your training. It really is unique in terms of other vocations across any industry, in terms of being able to transition very quickly into it.
Now we're seeing this here in Nashville at the new Titan Stadium, the boot camp that they have, and these mini courses that kind of give you a little credential and you build on top of that. Is that kind of the wave of the future, getting in there and getting started at least and getting those basic skills? Yeah,
so the pre-apprenticeship program that they run for Titan Stadium, it's sort of a get your feet wet type of thing of, is this something I want to do down the road? It's usually a 6-week program. We also have a pre-apprenticeship. It's usually a 6 to 8 week program. You do it, you see if you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, then you can enter in and work toward your journeyman card or your DOL certification.
Are you seeing more people making that switch or looking for the training now than you did, say, 5-10 years ago?
I think the biggest hurdle that we face is people finding the individual places to get trained and what the differences are. So for instance, with us, it's the companies are paying for you. With TCATs, you can go on your own and be a trainee, not necessarily an apprentice. So it's the different options, which is great, which is why Go Build is so great through their website, being able to find the training that most fits what your schedule is, whether you have kids, family, you're able to schedule sort of around those situations.
And much like just this whole conversation, there are different pathways to get to a successful career. There are different pathways to get to a skilled trade job.
That's correct.
We have apprenticeships, we have company paid training, TCATs. How do you work with someone to decide what's the best pathway for them?
So we have a diverse group of students at our schools. We have, I would say probably 8 out of 10 are working, and those are our apprentices. But we also have options also for other students that they may be working somewhere else during the day and they don't want to get those on the job hours. There's still the opportunity for them to go to class 4 to 7 at night after their job's done and be a trainee and still finish with a certification after 3 to 4 years.
What are you hearing from your members? Is this working? Is it something they're really leaning into and taking advantage of?
Oh, our members love it. it's easy for them. They're able to keep up with what the students' grades are the students showing up to class. They're able to come in and sit in on classes. Those are things they typically are not able to do at other training facilities. So yes, we give them more freedom to sort of mentor and watch their students after work.
So bottom line, if you are in a job right now and this is something that interests you, you can make that transition. It's not impossible to do, and you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to join. There are ways you can make it work.
There are, and we even have online options now. You can become an electrician. Obviously, there's some lab time built in, but you can do it online. You can do it during the summer. There's all kinds of different options.
No, it is out there, and if it's something that's interested to you, then we can get you there and get you that help, because you're needed, and you're always probably going to have a job.
Right, that's exactly right. We always need to build things. Right?
Nobody's going to be downsizing on the skilled trades anytime soon here in Tennessee. All right, Clay, right. Thank you very much. A generation ago, skilled trades got a bad rap, and now we are paying the price. Coming up on State of the Workforce, we'll take you aboard the Be Pro, Be Proud trailer to show you this innovative recruitment tool and other ways folks are trying to change the mindset for a new generation of workers. Shaking the stigma of learning a skilled trade isn't easy. For decades, students have been told college, college, college. Now there's no disputing higher education is the right path for many students, but it's not the only path that can lead to a successful career in Tennessee. Here in the Volunteer State, there's a huge trailer traveling the state showing young people how they can be pro, be proud. And Leslie Gower is with us now. She is the CEO of the Associated and General Contractors of East Tennessee and a Go Build board member. Leslie, thanks so much for joining us. Let's talk about this trailer. I've seen it in person, and looking at the photos and videos, it is an impressive trailer and a great recruitment tool.
Chris, it is amazing. What an opportunity for these kids to be able to get on these simulators and feel like they're in a piece of heavy equipment or welding or doing electrical work. Construction is all about hands-on. And so when you're trying to recruit students or even get them to think about getting into construction, the worst thing you can do is talk to them about it. They have to feel it. And so the Be Pro, Be Proud trailer has been a phenomenal success from a state all across the state, and we're so pleased that so many kids are taking advantage of that opportunity.
And we have some video that you can take a look at that'll take you inside that trailer to get a better sense of exactly what these students are looking at when they go inside the trailer.
A push to find the next generation of skilled workers in Tennessee and to address a critical shortage. The Tennessee launch of Be Pro, Be Proud is underway.
It is an 18-wheeler truck. It's all about learning more about careers and getting some hands-on experience. Within the truck, there's about 9 different career fields. All of these are high demand, high need, and high wage.
We have tried very hard at the state level to make sure that we are backing up the next generation of artisans, of true craftsmen.
What a beautiful testament to the commitment of Tennesseans to make sure that our young people are work ready when they graduate from high school.
Only 16% of female students expressed an interest in a STEM career, but 64% had the aptitude for it. What was the gap? It was an adult speaking into existence for that child that there was an opportunity for them that they didn't know was there. I think if all of us think about this, there was someone in our life that said, hey, you can do this.
That is impressive, and it really just gives you that hands-on feeling of what it's like to do the job. And how important is that to get middle school students inside of that trailer just to get a glimpse and an idea of what it might be like? How important is that?
Well, middle school kids need to feel it and experience it. You can imagine talking to a 6th grader about how fun it would be to get on a truck or how fun it would be to do some welding, but for them to actually get their hands on it and experience that, that's a whole different kind of opportunity for them. So we do these summer camps, and these kids feel empowered when they come out of those camps because we tell them you're going to build your toolbox. We tell them that you're going to get on a skid steer. And they kind of look like, I can't do that. That's way beyond my skill set. But once they come out of those camps, they feel so empowered, and they can actually see them in those career paths.
I've heard Commissioner Thomas say time and time again, the parent is the chief guidance counselor. How hard is it to change the parents' mindset that if they don't go to a four-year school, their child can still be successful. I would assume that's still a barrier that we have to overcome.
It's still a barrier, but I would encourage parents to look at the numbers and to see if you have a child that wiggles in their seat in the classroom and they love to build, they love to be outside, lean into that and explore that with your child, and go to the Go Build Tennessee website and look at some opportunities and really understand what these career paths can offer, because we're talking lucrative career paths, job opportunities from coast to coast, growth potential. They're wonderful career paths, and you might be doing your child a disservice if you don't just explore what might be out there for them.
I think if there's one thing that we take away from this episode is that it's the pathways. You know, again, many kids, four-year college is what they need to do. That's what their goals are. But if you really want to explore different opportunities and not get saddled with that debt at the end of your education, this is an opportunity that can really lead to, I mean, look at Steve. He has a huge company because he was in a skilled trade. So it's something people need to take into consideration. You have a construction career center your organization does in Chattanooga. What are folks learning there?
So it is it's an interesting model, and each community is different. And this model seems to be working for Chattanooga, where we have a high school. It's 11th and 12th grade vocational school on one side of the building. On the other side of the building is a TCAP program that the high school students can matriculate into. But in the middle is the Associated General Contractors. So the employer's in the middle of this building, working with students every day, working with them on job skills, what their expectations are on the job site. And then we have a workforce director who's
there. It's important to get them immersed in that early.
100%, yes.
All right, Leslie, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And that is the state of Tennessee's workforce. We tackled a really critical topic today, and we appreciate you taking some time to listen to what can be done. You can learn more about the different programs the department offers Tennesseans at tnworkready.com. And of course, you can find us on social media and learn more about this program at gobuildtennessee.com. We'll see you next time on State of the Workforce.